Hello guys, welcome. We are here and it's going to be a good time. We are going to go ahead and do a VP game because we've got VP.Ewic, the blue Terran player in the bottom left, going up against cZ.aseohyeon. I think I'm saying that right. I have no idea. I'll probably butcher the name a few times, but still, Aseohyeon is an incredibly scary Terran. I believe he's GM, very solid, and it could be rough to go against him. So we're having our friendly Ewic being down here in the bottom left. He's actually, for some reason, ahead by a few seconds in the SCV building. So, yeah. Right off the bat, we have a couple little seconds for him. And apparently, Ewic is Chobo and Aseohyeon is scared. I mean, I'm kind of disagreeing on both of those, but I'm the caster. I'm not playing. We're just here to have fun and enjoy what's going on. Alright, so now, yeah, Yuga is even saying that Aseohyeon is Gosu, because he is. He's incredibly scary. And I'm kind of being distracted by the chat a little bit, but I mean, it's kind of fun to just see what's going on. But let's just go ahead and enjoy the fact that Aseohyeon is going for a supply depot and then a refinery before his barracks. So, this is going to be... it's going to be really fast tech. It could easily be fast Hellions or fast Banshees, either way. Apparently Ewic's also GM. Master equals GM? Don't know. But Ewic has gone for the more normal barracks and then refinery, so he's not going to be going for that super fast tech build that Aseohyeon is going for. It doesn't mean Ewic is not going to be trying to get out fast Banshees himself, but if there is going to be tech versus tech, we are going to see that Aseohyeon will be able to get his factory out faster, because it'll be able to be put down the second after this barracks is completed, and GM 200 ranked or greater than the highest masters. Debatable. But that doesn't really matter for this. I like Ewic's retort. That's actually really amusing. So now Ewik is getting out his first Marine faster than this is done. But take a look at the gas count. The gas count is the big difference that needs to be noted. Because we are going to see this SCV probably build the factory directly after this Rax is done. And there it is. So the factory's starting now while we have another 20 gas needing to be mined by Ewik before this can actually be used. So there's going to be a slight difference in build time. Oh, everybody in my school is sick, and apparently I'm starting to get it, which sucks. Now the Fizzy factory going down for Ewik as well. So it's not going to be any kind of one Radix expands out of either of these players. We already knew it's going to happen from Aseohyeon, but Ewik, that's always a possibility. You can get the Reapers and go ahead and try and be annoying. Luckily, this part did get taken out. Some versions of the map actually still have that low ground there, which makes Reapers infinitely more powerful. That's not going to be an issue for this game. So we do have a reactor. Actually, reactor Hellions maybe, although it might be after the first one, or it's going for Marines, and this could just be like a Marine Hellion type of pressure, which is a very strong way to attack the front a little bit. But right now, we can see that Ewic's SCV is here, hanging out, waiting for another scout. As you see, he has basically knowledge of all the timings. It's just a matter of if he's going to go ahead and really realize that. But looks like he's going to go for a reactored Hellion, which is actually could be the perfect thing to do in the face of this. He'll have the Hellion count lead even in the face of Aseohyeon, who got the faster factory, while Aseohyeon's going to be going for faster... Ooh, there's a starport down here? That's a really weird place for a starport. It's not exactly proxied, and it could be... Actually, it's not going to be scouted. It ends up being perfect for blocking the SCV, but the SCV just came out the front, then it would be able to see the starport. But as of right now, we're watching as Ewik is just getting a full scout, or really what he thinks is a full scout, but he's missing the key thing of this starport. Unless he can get in there, but he's getting attacked, and yeah, that's not going to be seen in that starport. So that's actually really unfortunate, because the SCV thinks that he saw just about everything that Aseohyeon has, but he's missing the key knowledge of the starport. While in the land of Ewik, he's going for a starport of his own, but look at a Viking or a medevac, because that could be really scary if he's going to go for a Viking. Will this be scary for Aseohyeon? Aseohyeon's going for a medevac, and looks like he wants to do some kind of elevator play down here. But this Viking could both scout and or deny the drop. So we're going to watch this going to go. And by the way, it's a nice thing to have one Marine inside the bunker, because it means that the bunker will still attack no matter what. Not only that, but it'll draw aggro from any units coming in attacking. So with this one Marine in the bunker, people will also be repulsed. Like if an SV tries to scout forward, his attack will instantly pull back, and even though there's only one Marine inside the bunker. So it's kind of a nice, cute little move, and it actually was just a single Marine that was produced the entire time for Ewic. You see it's just literally at 1. He's got the Viking though, and he's moving over here, and you have the drop actually about to happen, but this is a very vulnerable medevac. It's still managed to get the drops up. We have all of these Hellions getting great splash damage, and this Viking is so close to taking down that medevac. Oh my god. That needs to get repaired now, but I mean, he was able to completely repulse this, essentially, and Aseohyeon wanted that surprise. He didn't get to even get the Hellions in. He was just slowly dropping in the Marines one by one, and then the Hellions were just wrecking them. And Aseohyeon says, good, and Ewic says, thank you. So I like these players are being very nice with each other. The Viking is being repaired now, and this medevac should get repaired too. But expansion is now going down for Aseohyeon, actually faster than... Oh wait, never mind, Ewic already built his. This is me looking at the minimap trying to see things. I'm looking for the command center there instead of the production tab. But so Ewic's already finished his orbital command, so he's now going to be quite ahead in terms of economy. As far as the workers go, it's actually very much in favor of Ewic, 33 to 24 of Aseohyeon. Eee, that is that's not good for Aseohyeon, especially considering that his command center is only just now approaching halfway done. It's not even halfway done quite yet. Now it is, and that's bad. Because this one's landed, orbital command, energy, mules, a lot of SCVs and all that. Yeah, Ewic has got a nice economic lead right now. As long as he can hold on to that, it'll become very, very difficult for Aseohyeon to really do much of anything. Oh, the SCV actually survived. Didn't get attacked at all. Funnily enough, that could have been a really nice, just cute little target. If he had just taken 3 of those Hellions, moved forward, and just right-clicked onto that SCV, they would have died, I believe. 14, 28... I might have needed 4 Hellions, I think is what it takes to one-shot that SCV then. But still, it's looking to be very, very solid play from him. I'm kind of surprised that Ewic hasn't transferred more SCVs. He's got oversaturation on his minerals, as we can see here. We just dropped those bottom 5 and brought them over here to actually have a better income than just having these small amounts of SCVs at the fang and then just slowly rallying the boat down there. We are going to see that SCV almost takes out this SCV, but the Hellions do come by, take him out, no worries there. And Aseohyeon is continuing to build medevacs. He's actually already got 3 Vikings out though, so his Viking count's looking halfway decent, and he is transitioning into going for the normal tank play. He does not have siege mode started at all. This is actually his first tank out, so it's a very new transition from him, and actually some very, very damaged Hellions, all things considered. And this is a great move to have this barracks over here, looking for those drops, looking for the Banshees, some kind of thing that can catch him off guard. But at the moment, we're seeing double reactor. I always say that, and I don't know why. Double reactor is a complete redundant statement. It's a reactor producing double Vikings. If it was a double reactor, you'd have 4 Vikings being produced. I don't know why I do that, but it's just like a weird habit, I guess, from the early casting days. But Ewic has got siege mode. He's higher in the food count. He is not supply blocked, and Aseohyeon is behind in economy, and I don't think he's behind in an army necessarily. Yeah, the army supply is even, but the worker supply is far from it. So Ewic basically has the advantage there, but upgrades. We see 0-0 for the mech of Ewic, and we have for Aseohyeon, he's got 0-0. Do we have any armies or anything? We have an engineering bay getting out armor. So it looks like the bio for Aseohyeon, yep, has the +1 attack. So that's a nice thing. So the first upgrades are going to be out for Aseohyeon. Ewic is slightly lacking that. I don't know if he even has an armory on the field at all, but he is getting a 3rd command center. So he's going for a traditional mech with the Blue Flame Hellions as well as the siege tanks, which would be great. If he can get those Hellions to get some good splash damage shots against the Marines, he's going to have a very significant advantage in how this game will go in terms of those large 200-200 battles and everything. But if Aseohyeon can drop, do some damage, do some delaying things, it could end up being bad for Ewic. But with Ewic, he has got an engineering build. I guess it's just for turrets. He's not going to be producing any Marines, really. But we do have a little... Was that a tiny drop, or was that just... I think that was a drop, actually. The missile turret's got no kills, though, so maybe not. Maybe just rebelling against the presence of the tree? I don't really know. Maybe it's like a tactical maneuver. Because the tree can go ahead and shroud a unit or two, you can just go ahead and kill it. And it helps defend against drops or hidden things. Don't know. This is kind of a fun thing to just see. But now we're seeing Aseohyeon moving very far forward with this one tank. That will serve to push back this one Hellion. I mean, tank versus Hellion, not exactly a fair fight. But we have an SCV running around here from Ewic. It's actually patrolling all these bases. That's actually a great move. Is he still gonna? Okay, so he will be able to see this even with that sort of semi-misclick. It's just rally point on the, or just click on the mini-map that's what's giving him the scout information. That's actually a really nice thing to do. And this SEV, it's kind of irrelevant. You can easily mule, make up that kind of economy, and just keep that continuous scouting, looking for hidden bases. Because right now, Sehun is behind an economy, and if it stays that way, Ewic will have a nice advantage as long as he doesn't lose any engagements with siege tanks out of position before they siege up, or while they siege up, they get sniped by Stim Marines or the Marauders or something along those lines. Only 3 Vikings are out for him, while Ewic has got a good solid 7. So clearly the Viking Wars will be in favor of that, but we have a Thor out for a Sehun. We'll see how that's actually going to pan out for him. That might be just used to get some splash damage on top of the air or something, but it goes to serve as a straight up tank and DPS dealer against tanks. As you can see, it does do a lot of damage with a very large amount of range. Alright, so now, wait, did Thor's actually one-shot Marines? I thought I'd never actually bothered to find out. Yeah, 2 shots, 30 damage. Yeah, they one-shot Marines. 2 shot on the Hellions, and it looks like they'll do a lot more shots to kill a tank. In fact, it might even be 6 shots to kill a tank. But with that being actually 3 attacks, it'd be 3-shot attack. Yep, I think that math's about okay. Alright, so now Sehun does not have Blue Flame, and it seems also not researching it. He's actually just sticking straight with tanks that don't have siege. Tanks that do not have siege mode. He has got to realize he does not have siege mode. I was just planning on just doing like a complete bum rush attack. And this is a great move by Sehun to go ahead and plop down those supply depots in order to make sure that Hellion run-bys will not be able to kill off a lot of those SCVs, because that's a big thing that you can do with mech. It's so dangerous. If you can just sacrifice a bunch of Hellions in and just decimate everything, it's bad news. Bad news bears. And then we have Sehun going for a 4th base, so he's going to go ahead and start actually taking the lead in the economy if there's not a 4th there. And there we go. We have the command center probably Sehun realizing he doesn't have siege. I'm assuming that's what he realized, he doesn't have siege. I can't imagine what else he'd be realizing. I don't know. Oh, we're going to see a nice engagement for Ewic. He's going to be able to move in and possibly take down that tank. And the Vikings are getting a lot of shots off on these airs. And there's the Thor pushing back those Vikings. And the Vikings are so voiced. Like, I think they just right-clicked onto probably a tank or something and actually allowed them to bunch up. But that Thor got a shot off there, even though it's not doing a ton of damage. Again,